Hello, this is Abdullah Akkad, and we're going to be talking about lead exposure and abatement in Orange, New Jersey. The purpose and objectives of this presentation is to present data on blood lead levels in children to analyze prevalence of lead exposure in Orange, New Jersey, evaluate the effectiveness of lead abatement programs, and identifying the high-risk neighborhoods and population most affected by lead exposure. In short, the contents of this presentations are introduction to lead exposure, going to be showing a map of Orange, New Jersey. We're going to be talking about the source of lead exposure and the health effects of lead exposure in children. Key findings, lead abatement steps, blood lead levels in Orange, New Jersey, especially in children under the age of 6, and we'll conclude with a summary and conclusion. This slide shows a detailed map of Orange, New Jersey. Areas with older housing, especially homes built before 1978, are significantly more likely to have lead-based paint than those built after, as lead paint was banned for residential use in the US in 1978. Next, we're going to be talking about the sources of lead exposure. We got the main source, which is lead-based paint, which accounts for 70% of lead exposure, followed by 15% contaminated soil, 10% drinking water, and 5% of others, such as industrial pollution, working in construction and battery manufacturing, some imported foods and spices contaminated during processing or storage, and other things. Lead exposure can have bad effect on nearly every organ system in the body. Even low levels of lead in the blood have been associated with cognitive impairment, such as reduced IQ, attention span, and academic achievement. Also, behavioral issues like increased likelihood of behavioral problems and learning difficulties. Also, physical health problems, such as slowed growth and development, hearing, and speech problems. There is no identified safe blood lead level in children. Even levels below 5 microgram per deciliter can result in measurable declines in cognitive functions. Some key findings from the data collected are showing significant number of children with elevated blood lead levels. Lead-based paint in older homes is the primary source of exposure, and the local health departments are actively conducting inspections and abatements. So the data and findings highlight the critical need for continued efforts to reduce lead exposure and protect children's health in Orange, New Jersey, through comprehensive abatement programs and targeted interventions in high-risk areas. Lead abatement process has multiple steps. It starts with initial risk assessment. If any lead hazard has been identified, the property owner has to be notified. Then from there, they develop a plan for lead abatement. Then they implement the plan, and there is a post-op testing to verify the safety of the property. This table shows the lead abatement efforts over the years. It shows the number of inspections has increased, also the number of abatements ordered, and the numbers of abatements completed each year. The success of lead abatement is being shown in this line graph. This line graph shows a steady decline in the percentage of children under the age of 6 with elevated blood lead levels in Orange, New Jersey over the past decade. To summarize, Orange, New Jersey is having a problem with lead exposure, especially in children. And the primary source of that is the lead-based paint in older homes. The good news that is being actively addressed through the local health department inspections and abatement efforts. I hope you enjoyed our presentation, and you can check the references on this slide.